Hello everyone, as you may know, there's a new Jiren that has been released on the JP, and he's an LR. He's the summonable LR that you can get on the regular legendary banner, and I will be giving my thoughts on him. So, he's by no means a bad unit, he's a very good unit, but he isn't too fun. He's very, let's say, by the books, very traditional. So his leader skill is Universe 11 category Ki plus 3 and stats plus 170%. Or Universe Survival Saga category Ki plus 3 and stats plus 150%. So already his leader skill is pretty strong. However, the main category he buffs, Universe 11, if we just get to load here, isn't too packed since there's Jiren, there's Topo, and there's not much else. There's the other Jiren, so the two can run in the same team since this is the full power Jiren, this is just Jiren. There's God Topo, there's regular Topo, there's Dispo, then there's also the Pride Troopers, but basically it's really just strong-armed it to using certain units to fill the team. It is very limited in options. Then his super attacks is 12 to 17 keys, the Heat Wave Magnetron, and the 18 keys Omega Heat Magnetron, so causes colossal damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. Very common to see among super attacks. Then his 18 key causes mega colossal damage and massively lowers his defense again, and with a medium chance of stunning the enemy. So he's a bit like the STR Jiren in that sense. And he is very much like the STR Jiren in the sense that his passive gives him attack and defense 200%. That is massive. Couple that with his LR stats of, let's say, 55%, because most people are gonna have that. 18k, 11k. That's huge. Then with each attack he receives Ki plus 1 up to 5, so he won't have any trouble actually getting his supers off, because with a double Ki plus 3 lead and that, you just need one more key. You can't not get a super attack with a fully built up Jiren. Attacks effective against all types when the enemy isn't attack down or defense down status, which is a bit like the LR Goku and Frieza, except instead of giving himself even more attack, which would be busted, he just does it super effective against all types. And then of course on a stunned enemy he performs a critical hit, which works well with his 18 key. He's medium chance, albeit it's a bit tough to get. His active skill, strength is absolute, gives him attack and defense plus 30%, which stacking on, it doesn't stack with his attack and defense plus 200%, but instead it's a whole other modifier, so it counts for way more than it actually shows. Just like LR Tech Broly's active skill, which is Kakarot, and that gives him Ki plus 24 and attack plus 48%. All enemies attack and defense minus 30%, which means it guarantees the super effective against all types, and then it stuns them for 1 turn, which also guarantees the crit. But it can only be activated after receiving 5 attacks, so his passive and his active skill are in a very good relationship. They work together perfectly. You fully build up Jiren, his active fully builds up the passive. It triggers everything, and it is quite perfect. Now his links are Supreme Warrior, Ki plus 1, Shocking Speed, which is a very common link and pretty good, Imp Fighter, which, let's see, there's Godly Power, which is very common, especially since he's in Realm of Gods and everyone will have it there. Tournament of Power, again, Universal Survivor Saga, which gives Ki plus 3, and everyone will have it in there, so yeah, it will be very easy to get him to 18 key. Fierce Battle, of course, since he uses Dokkan Awakening medals. And then there's Legendary Power, which is pretty negligible link, but it's something. So let's check what units use and fighter. So yeah, it's a very meh link. I'd say it's very middling. So his categories, of course, are Universal Survival Saga, which is one of the categories he leads. Realm of Gods, which is one of the stronger categories he'll be in. Full Power, which is a pretty good category, although it could use some work in the sense that a lot of units could technically be in full power, but they're not. Then Universe 11, which is the other category he leads. So, after that, of course, I believe he can't. Yes, that has to be checked with the other Jiren. Let's just see. Because if I'm correct, you can't farm his super attack. Nope, you can't actually. I thought you could farm him using the. I thought you could farm him using the Tech Jiren from the Tournament of Power Universal Survival Saga event. I'm not sure which one it is, but it is a Dragon Ball Super Story event. You could farm a Tech Jiren from there, and I thought you could feed it into him, but I guess not. So you will have to raise the super attack the old-fashioned way with Kai's. Even then, he is extremely strong, and his 12k multiplier is 150%. 24k multiplier is 200%. So already that's some huge numbers they put out. SA level 20 raises his multiplier by an additional 30%, so 230%. That is massive. He can be putting out very huge nukes. So in terms of potential damage output, he might just be the strongest character in the game in that sense, and he will be taking very little damage due to his massive defense increase. His active skill is calculated separately, resulting in a total boost of attack and defense plus 290%, so almost at 300%. Then, yeah, so this Jiren is an extremely powerful unit, albeit he has one main problem, and that's the fact that his strongest leader skill is Universe 11, so you will most likely be running him on a team with another lead. But he's still very powerful. You can run him in the same team as the STR Jiren, which we will be pulling up right now. There we go. So Absolute Power Jiren, and that Jiren he's no slouch. He is pretty good by himself. Attack and defense plus 130%, so he's like a mini LR Jiren now. A medium chance to stun all enemies at the start of turn, which could work fantastically with the LR, and then he performs critical hit on stunned enemies just like his LR counterpart. And he shares a lot of links with the Tech LR Jiren as well: Shocking Speed, Infighter, Godly Power, Tournament of Power, and Fierce Battle, which means they will do extremely well together. So all in all, this LR Tech Jiren is a very powerful unit, a very good unit. It's just that he will be extremely hard to get since he's on a legendary banner, and let me give you some advice here. Those banners are really not worth summoning on, since you most likely will not get the LR unless you spend a ton of stones, and then you'll just leave getting shafted first of all and foremost, and then you won't be able to use your stones on a banner where you'll probably get something like a Dokkan festival. But apart from his rarity, how rare he will be to get, he is an extremely powerful unit, granted if you give him the right team to work on. And that concludes this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. You will drop a like and subscribe, and you will press those notifications, as well as dropping a comment if you want to. Let me know what you think of the video, and bye until next time.